In the AccuSQL and AccuTrack documentation, we talk about changing the default admin user ID or ID and password. That's important because the default is out there for all to see, and we want you to protect your system. However, it's very easy to lock yourself out of either AccuTrack or AccuSQL if you inadvertently change some of the settings prior to changing your admin ID and or password. Okay, so here I am. I'm logged into AccuSQL with the default ID and password, and I'm in a blank database. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is figure out what my student ID lengths are. Now that would be the minimum or maximum number of characters or numbers that would be present for your IDs. So that would be students and or tutor IDs or anybody that's going to be logging in to AccuSQL or AccuTrack in any capacity, actually. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is go to System and then Setup tab. And I have something in here called ID Settings Options. Here's where we determine the minimum and maximum number of characters and or digits that can be entered for an ID. As you can see, by default, it ships with minimum 9, maximum 9. So that means every one of your IDs in the system would have to be 9 of any character in this situation. Because I have X's there, that means I will accept any character, but it has to be minimum 9, maximum 9. Now let's say that my IDs for my students and everyone logging in is going to be 7. Okay, so first I'm going to make this minimum 7, maximum 7, and get 2 off my ID mask. Okay, when I do that and click Save, I'm going to get a warning message saying that I have changed my ID format. Make sure I change my administrator ID or I will lock myself out of the system, and it's not kidding. So I'll go ahead and save that. If I was to save right now and go back to the main sign-in screen in AccuTrack or AccuSQL for that matter, I would be locked out of the system. Okay, so it's critically important that I update my admin ID and or password to match my ID mask min-max length first off. So now I'm going to close this screen. I'm going to go to System Access, System Administrators. Now by default we have this super user, that is the default ID and password that you use to log into the system. Now I'm going to click Edit on that, and that's very important that I do so because I want to make sure that my ID first of all is length 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which it is, and I can change that number as long as it's 7, that I can use that, and I can change the password. Okay, so I'll just make that 4 ones. Okay, now I've saved and I'm okay because my root, and by the way, I should have said, make sure that this is a root admin account. We have to have at least one root admin account. Now I could add another one, and that may not be a bad idea either. And I want to make that a root. Okay, so now I have 2 root admins. I can log in with either one, and both of them have my min max 7 settings that work. So now if I log back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, see that's the maximum it will allow. And now I'm logged back in with the ones in the new. I'm using my 7 ones and my new password, which is 1111 in this case. Now if I go add any students or anyone else, tutors or any other person that requires an ID, it allows a maximum of 7. And it jumps right to the next field. Okay, so first off, go to System, Setup, check your ID settings according to what you want that length to be. And it's not a bad idea to just use capital X's here. That means it'll take any character. That's probably recommended. Set your min-max length. After you've done so, you can save and close. But then you absolutely must, go to System Access, System Administrators, edit the accounts that are there and make sure that they're ID 7 in this case. Now it may be variable length. If it's you set it min 4, max 11, well this ID has to be between 4 and 11. Okay, the other thing that I would say is the password is not only case sensitive, but you get one chance at it. So you might want to type that into Notepad and paste it here, or be darn careful what you enter in that password field because you get one shot at it and it is case sensitive. Okay, and that's